Valley Club, there are a lot of characters in Marvel Strike Force that you already know are good. And then we got those characters that were good at one time. Maybe they were on a meta team. Maybe you've stopped using them, but they still have value in the game right now. And that's what we're going to review for you in this video. The top hidden gems of Marvel Strike Force. Characters whose teams may have fallen off, but they're still giving you a lot of value in the game right now. We've also got a brand new web code for you. So if you're ready for all of these things and more than you to do, Valley Club, find that like button and let's go smash it. And welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. I am ValleyFlyin. I hope you're having an excellent day. I hope you're ready to see the top hidden gems in Marvel Strike Force and for a brand new web code. And if you get some value from this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and ring that notification bell if you want even more Marvel Strike Force content. I have at least 5 Marvel Strike Force videos every single week on this channel. But before we count down these top hidden gems in Marvel Strike Force, we got a brand new web code. It is called RED. R-E-D, and you'll get some Red Hulk shards, some gold, and some training modules. Make sure you claim this. I'm not sure when it expires, but if you're watching this in future, hopefully the code is still good and you can get these Red Hulk shards and some gold and training mats and everything else. And speaking of Red Hulk, here's our first hidden gem that we're talking about in this video. Was a member of the Meta Gamma team a while ago. The Gamma team's kind of fallen off. They're still pretty good in war, but Red Hulk does still have some value. And a lot of it is because of his special. His ultimate is still great with those battlefield effects and everything like that, but the special is going to clear barrier on primary and adjacent targets, clearing revive once on the primary target, and if Apocalypse is an ally with 3 or more Horsemen allies, clearing revive once on the adjacent targets as well. All that stuff is good. You're going to repeat that attack one additional time, but where this character has more value in Cosmic Crucible, filling speed bar for a random adjacent Horseman ally by 10%, fill speed bar for a random Apocalypse ally by 15%. So in a lot of the Crucible battles where you're bringing Apocalypse, maybe you need a little more speed than your opponents or your enemies that you're facing. Well, this move, the special, when paired with Apocalypse, gives them 15% speed bar, which is very, very good and could mean the difference between Apocalypse getting his ultimate off, getting you that empowered basic, or not, and losing the battle. So Red Hulk is a hidden gem, in my opinion, in Marvel Strike Force right now. Next on the list is Black Cat, member of the Secret Defenders, which was in the arena meta for a long time. They haven't been in the arena meta for a while, but Black Cat, Ghost Rider, Robbie Reyes, Miss Marvel, Hardlight still have value in multiple game modes. I think Black Cat is the best of the bunch. And one of the reasons she is so good, she has a very early stun on her special. But the reason she makes this list is because of what she does in the passive. On spawn, lots of things. Gain 3 charge, 9 death boosters, makes her very, very hard to kill. Also, one of the main reasons is she's clearing revive once from all enemies. So characters in like a Cosmic Crucible room that gives them revive once, characters paired with Dormammu, or any other characters that can revive once, well, she's gonna remove the revive once on spawn. If any enemy had a revive once, she is gonna gain that revive once as well, in addition to all her death proof. So very, very hard to kill. Early stun, lots of damage, and no revive onces from the on spawn passive of Black Cat. So very, very good character. She is on this list of one of the hidden gems of Marvel Strike Force right now. Another gem in Marvel Strike Force is Big Time Spider-Man. Maybe he's not as hidden right now because of the emergence of the Liberty team, one of the newest war teams that could pretty much beat all the meta except for the Infestation. We also got some new bonuses this current season of war to the Infestation team, so may not be as hidden in some of these other characters, but this guy is a tank killer. He's a very fast character, 128 speed. He gains speed up on spawn. On war defense, he'll also gain some charges if he has a full Infestation team on him. But the reason he is on this list, very, very strong ultimate. Like I said, this is the tank killer, or was one of the tank killers that still is in the meta for Cosmic Crucible, regained in the meta in war, gaining anti-stealth mode, clearing anti-sound mode, attacking all enemies 300% damage, flipping all positive effects into negative effects on the primary target, including taunt, unless they have safeguard. They're gonna apply disruptor for 2 turns, gaining evade. And if he's on war defense with a full Infestation team, he's gonna do all this other stuff as well with those charges. So very, very strong attack, and this gains 1000% extra focus. Is unavoidable, cannot be blocked. This attack unfortunately cannot be assisted, but this move right here is why Big Time Spider-Man is such a strong character, even after all these years that he's been out in the game. Very, very strong ultimate. He's a very fast character, so you're doing this right on turn 1. even if he doesn't survive that, you know, even if he applies all that stuff and then dies on the next turn, he's already done his job in my opinion, and that ultimate and his speed is a deadly combo. And another hidden gem tank killer is Ultimus. Now, it is a question if this character is truly a hidden gem because he is an Annihilator. Annihilators are still part of the arena meta, and if you're a new player, mid-game player, you're probably still using Ultimus in the arena because you probably don't have Mephisto or Apocalypse or even Odin at that point. So Ultimus still kind of is in the arena meta, but outside of that, if you have these myth characters been playing for a while, not really using Ultimus in the arena meta, and is still a very, very good character. And his ability to kill tanks is what makes him a gem in my opinion. Starts with his passive. If an enemy is taunting, he's gonna fill speed bar for himself by 30%. And then with his ultimate, well, he's gonna flip offense down, then apply offense up to self, so he's gonna gain extra damage. Attack the primary target, 370% damage, which is fine, but for each positive effect on the primary target, bonus attack, 290% damage, flipping a positive effect into a negative effect for each of these positive effects. So very, very strong. If they have a ton of positive effects on them, this could be thousands of percent damage. But yeah, this is a very, very strong move. Defense down for 2 turns, ability to block for 2 turns to all enemy protectors who are usually the ones taunting. 3 negative effects, the positive effects in self and all Annihilator and Kree allies. Very, very strong character. And yeah, even after the Annihilators get out of the arena meta, I still see him as a hidden gem in Marvel Strike Force because of his tank killing ability from his passive and his ultimate. And in a turn-based game, any character that can manipulate the turn meter of the enemies or the speed of the enemies is going to have a lot of value in Marvel Strike Force long-term. That includes this character, Vulture. And Vulture's turn meter manipulation starts with his passive on spawn, filling speed by 10%, plus 10% speed bar per enemy heroes. So on a full hero team, Vulture's getting a lot of speed. His special is very good against tanks as well. It's gonna attack the primary and adjacent targets, 300% damage, clearing 2 positive effects from each target, applying offense down for 2 turns, applying slow for 2 turns. So if they don't have a safeguard or they don't have a lot of focus, this will remove the taunt. Has an extra 1000% extra focus as well, but the real hidden gem of this move, I guess it's not a hidden gem, real gem of this is his ultimate. Very, very strong move, attacking all enemies, 300% damage, 320% damage, but you're reducing the speed bar 25%. That is a quarter of their speed bar for all the enemies. Big AoE attack, doing this on turn 2 after a very strong special. Very good character in my opinion, and even if you're not using the Superior 6 a lot, even if you're not using the Sinister 6 a lot, Vulture is still a character that you may want to consider building because of his speed bar manipulation that he has. When talking about some of the best turn meter manipulators in Marvel Strike Force, we gotta mention the OG Emma Frost. The OG Emma Frost, not the X-Men version of the Emma Frost. And she is the oldest character on this list that hasn't been reworked. I think she did get a rework at some point, but that was a long, long time ago. And all the other characters on this list have either been reworked or released since her original rework. But the reason she is on this list, even if she is so old, is because of what she does to the speed bar of the enemies. What she's gonna do, applying -10 speed to all enemies. Now, this is not speed bar. She's not manipulating the speed bar. She's manipulating their base speed. So, for example, if her base speed was 100, well, removing 10% of that, it goes down to 90. Her base speed right now is 111. And if she had enemy Emma, reducing her speed bar by that -10%, her effective speed for the entirety of the battle would go down to about 99 or so. So it affects the entire battle, which is a little different than a lot of speed bar manipulators that we have here. So very, very strong kit. And for that, Emma Frost, the original Emma Frost, will be in the meta of Marvel Strike Force for a long time. And if we're talking about a speed bar manipulator that also adds damage, well, Kang was that on day 1. Very, very strong kit, lots of damage, and manipulates the speed bar of the enemies, which means that he's going to be in the meta for a long time. And I guess you could make the argument right now that he's not a hidden gem because I'm using him all the time in Cosmic Crucible, but I did want to mention him in case down the road the Masters of Evil, Kang, Titania aren't used as much. Well, he's still going to be a beast, kind of like Emma, because of what his passive is. Now, what he's going to do on spawn, just on offense, so just for his team, he's going to fill the speed bar, so that turn meter, 5% for self and all allies, which kind of like Emma, it does a little different functionality, but kind of like Emma, if you place Kang on your team, you should be able to win that mirror match as long as there's no characters with that have that in their passive that they can't have their speed bar manipulated or turn meter manipulated at all. And while Cable did just get a rework, so I'm not sure how much of a hidden gem he is at this point, I don't think he's the most valuable member of the Immortal X-Men. He's not what makes that team tick, so I'm including him on this list because of his speed bar manipulation. And like Kang and Vulture, unlike Emma Frost, Kang will actually manipulate the speed bar of the enemies, not the actual speed stat of the enemies. What he's gonna do on spawn, fill speed bar by 5% for self and all allies. So kind of like what Kang does, doesn't just do this on offense. Kang only does that when you're using him on offense. He's gonna fill the speed bar by 5% for self and all allies, which means that in a mirror match, Cable is another character that's gonna help you win that mirror match when you're facing the same team. You're just replace your weakest character with someone like Kang or Cable or Emma Frost, and that will allow you to win that mirror match. And while manipulating a speed bar for your team and the enemy teams through the speed bar and the speed stat, very, very important, especially in a turn-based game. Stopping assists from your enemies is also very important. And in certain matches, especially with Odin, could mean the difference between a win and a loss. Echo becomes very, very important because she stops the enemy's assists. And while her main team, the Young Avengers, fell off a long time ago, they have not been relevant in the meta for a long time. Echo is still relevant in the meta, and I see her used all the time in Cosmic Crucible, and I use her on one of my main Illuminati Odin counters in Cosmic Crucible because of what she does. You don't want Odin to get his assists off, to get his empowered basic on the field, or his battlefield effects on the field where he just counterattacking all the time, AoE counterattacking. This will stop him from getting those assists, and hopefully you could kill Odin before he gets his battlefield effects off. Echo will help you with that because her passive says when this character does not have blind, so she cannot be blinded, but when she does not have blind, you're going to reduce the assist chance for all enemies by 100%, which is very, very key. If Odin gets his basics off and you start to do the special or the ultimate, well, it's going to get that battlefield effects off very, very bad. Echo is a hard or sort of hard counter to Odin right now, and because Odin is so powerful in the meta, Echo, the counter, is also in the meta right now and hidden gem in the game right now. And last but not least on this countdown is our boy Spider-Man Pav. Yes, very, very good character. And if we're talking about this character's value on the Spider Society team, it's not a hidden gem at all. You need him. He is the damage dealer on the Spider Society team, and you need to build this character for the raids. As far as a hidden gem, though, you may not be wanting to place this character on the Spider Society in Cosmic Crucible. See a lot of hybrid teams without Pav on that Spider Society. The reason for that is you could use him on other teams. Same thing in War. One of the hybrid teams that people are using Pav in all the time now is on that hybrid Annihilator team. One of the reasons he's really good on that team is he is fast. He's a very fast character, 128 base speed, and starts with the speed up on spawn. Also applies tool vulnerable to all enemies on spawn as well. Very, very strong kid. And all of his moves have a rebound chain on his ultimate, rebound chain for his special, rebound chain for his basic with some high damage stats, which means once he takes a turn, if you're facing him, could be in trouble. He does a lot of damage, rebound chains, which means that it's not really reliable which character he's going to attack, but he's going to do a lot of damage. So Spider-Man Pav, don't sleep on this character. Even if you're not building the Spider Society, even if you have the Orcus raids figured out, still build Spider-Man Pav, because after the Spider Society goes away, I still see him as having value in a lot of hybrid teams, as long as his damage stat doesn't fall off, which at this point it hasn't. A couple other characters that deserve honorable mentions. First is Nick Fury. He's not a very good character at this point, but he does go pretty fast in the matchup based on some of the bonuses from his passive. And he has a special that gives speed up to all allies, so it can be useful in certain matchups. Also, North Star, he does have an ultimate that clears revive ones from all enemies, so that could be very useful in the future. Are there any other characters that you do think deserves a spot on this list, or are there some characters that you think, yeah, they're not that valuable, they should be off of this list, other characters should be in here? Let me know what your thoughts are on this list in the comments. And if you got some value from this video, leave it a like. And if you want to see what are the 10 best teams in Marvel Strike Force today, check out the video up there, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day, though. Hulk fist bump, ValleyFlyin out.